because we're in the middle of the mastermind. So sorry about that.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. And we're already live. So welcome everybody to yet another live interview show with Become a Fearless Father. And today I got with me Mario. Thank you so much, brother, for hopping out that mastermind that you're in with Akbar Sheikh and hopping on the show. And we'll keep it short, sweet, because I think it's about lunchtime, right?
BABAM, my brother.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so let's hop right in, and then afterwards, we'll start talking a little bit about you as well, right? So first of all, man, your book, absolutely amazing, right?
Thank you. Yes.
So share with us some key secrets that you can help somebody with right now to help elevate others, because that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah, I mean, the genesis of the book was me finding out that I wasn't a victim and taking responsibility for my own life. No one was coming to save me. No matter what it was that was happening in my life, I was blaming the world for everything that was going on in my life. I was blaming people. I was judging myself against people. I was blaming people. I worried about what other people had. If they were happy, I didn't want them to, I didn't want them to be happy. And I hated that person. So I had to have this internal conversation with myself. And once I did, I started eliminating everything that was toxic in my life. And by default, Klaas, I found out exactly who I truly am and who I truly wanted to be and how I wanted to live out the rest of my life. And I put myself truly on a journey to freedom and happiness.
Awesome. And sharing that, right?
And it's what I found out was you cannot have an effect on anybody's life unless you are truly vulnerable, unless you are truly willing to speak from the gut and the heart and not hide behind a facade. And that was the most liberating thing, especially as a dad, to be able to teach that to my children. Like, don't be a fraud. I was a fraud for a long time. And to admit that to yourself and to accept that, it's difficult at first, but then all of a sudden you're releasing yourself. I was in an internal prison, but guess what? I was holding the key. No one else could let me out of this prison but me. And the day I put that key into that hole and I opened that prison door, that's when I started. That's when I released myself to the world. And that's when I knew I had something truly awesome to offer to the world, not through books, not through videos, not through masterminds, not through events, but true experience. I experienced the stages, and those stages were painful. And it turned me into a person I just did not like. And now I'm here as a version of myself that I know I am supposed to be and what I am supposed to offer to the world.
And offering you are, man. I just keep coming testimonial after testimonial of everybody that's been on the call with you that just has no more hair because the hair's blown away, just like with me. So, Mario, share with us a little bit more about you, right? Share a bit about your insight and what's interesting, of course, what I always want as a complete picture for all of our fellow entrepreneurial dads. What's the family setup as well, right?
Yeah. So, the one thing I never allowed to get into my way was my family. I never wanted to affect my family. And that's one of the reasons I hid my pain for so long. But, my wife and my 3 daughters, I mean, they're my life. And, I want the best for them. I want nothing other than for them to be happy and to live out a life that they're proud of and they are truly passionate about. So that is always something I stress for them. For example, I have 2 daughters in college. I told my kids, you don't have to go to college. If you have something passionate about, that's your choice. When they were growing up, I never told them what sport to play. I would never make those decisions the way society has made those decisions for our generation. And, to me, that is what being a father is truly about, is allowing your children to make their own choices, make their own mistakes, because I don't want them to live my life. I brought them into this world. I gave them the gift of life. It's their life. So they're a product, just like I'm a product of my choices. I choose to listen to other people the first however many years of my life. I want my children to put themselves on a path that's their choices, their routines, their habits, what they're truly passionate about, what they love, not what their father loves. What I love is when they are smiling, they're happy, and they're truly waking up every day with a purpose because they truly love life.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. See, that's where most parents probably
They
won't.
sabotage their kids' lives.
Right. But it comes, let's say, most of the time it comes from a good heart, right? We're so afraid that our children are going to make the wrong mistakes, if it even exists such a thing as a wrong mistake, right?
Exactly.
What's your advice on that? How do you let go of just letting your kids make the choices, and yeah, maybe they are going to make a wrong choice, right?
I want my kids to fail.
Mm.
See, the difference is I want them to fail, because failure is failure is a learning experience. Every time they fail, they're going to learn something new. Failure is paralyzing to people because they see failure, especially fear. Fear and failure go hand in hand because people don't want to take chances. People don't want to take risks. People don't want to build that business. I want my children to know that to live a life with no regrets is to take those chances. It's to fail. It's to face the obstacles that come your way. I want them to have that adaptation response and know that when life gets tough, conquering through it is going to build character. It's going to make them stronger. It's going to make them more independent. But even more so, they're going to be able to make people around them happier and stronger as well, because they're going to be that energy and that influence on the people that they surround themselves with and the people that want to be surrounded by them.
Elevating others.
That's right. It's what it's all about. Like when I talk, it's funny because you just picked up on something. It's you know what I'm about, but I can say something, and when I say it, I'm not saying elevate others, but it all identifies with elevating others.
Exactly. And then what you also mentioned is like you want your kids living or walking the path of their purpose, right? And I actually had the pleasure of going on a call with you where we talked about, hey, look, my coach or our coach, Akbar Sheikh, he kept saying, look, find your why that makes you cry. And we were talking about it. I told you, man, I got my why. I just don't feel that it's making me cry, right? So I thought I was pretty far until you really showed me the path. And now I'm just like, okay, there's a new fire, an extra fire burning underneath me right now. But one of those that I call zombie dads, right, that just haven't found their purpose, what would be your advice? What would be the steps for them to find their purpose so they can come out like you with all that energy and elevate others?
Well, first off, do they want to find that passion and that purpose?
Wow.
You have to want it. I mean, there's three types of people in this world. The first type of person is, there are dads out there that believe that, look, life is just happening to me. And you have to understand it's happening for you. And if you want to truly find your purpose, you've got to go and have an honest conversation with yourself. You have to have a gut check. You take a walk and talk to yourself. What is it that you do not want in your life? What is it that you do want to give back to this world? How do you want to become that best version of yourself? You have to want it first. And unfortunately, people spend too much time in the past because they have nothing to look forward to. When you identify, when you gain that clarity, real clarity, and you're able to focus, the only way you can find your true passion and purpose is you have focus. To identify that passion and purpose, that what burns inside of you, it doesn't come from up here. It comes from your gut. It comes from your heart. And once you put those emotions into place, and once you truly have that honest conversation with yourself, and you eliminate everything that's toxic in your life, and you find out who you are, and you realize, this is how I want to give back to the world. This is how I want to live. We live in a divided world. I want to unite this world. And when I unite and ignite right now are the two most important words to me. I want to unite people. I want to unite them. So it's like a ripple effect. They unite other people, but they're also igniting other people. Like, it's not just hearing all this noise in society. It's not just hearing all the chaos and the anxiety, everything that's going on. They're so laser focused that they're delivering their message with such passion that people aren't just listening to them. They can feel it. They feel what they're saying. They don't just hear what they're saying. They feel it.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get to that point in your life, Klaas, it's powerful. It's really powerful.
Right on. Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned something that might possibly some people haven't picked up on. You said walk and talk to yourself, right? We spoke about this real quick as well. And I started thinking, well, I walk and talk, but I talk inside, right? But you're actually talking about, no, you walking and you're talking to yourself. Can you share a little bit about that? Because most people that I've spoken with that had a conversation with you, that's one of the things that they're trying out right now. And I feel like they're raving about it. They're like, wow, it's just like, boom.
Because here's what it is. We sabotage ourselves. We believe, you see, we look for answers externally before we do internally. So if you have that internal, if you internalize and you really have that conversation from the heart and from the soul, you know, the mind is one thing, but correlating that, the mind with your heart and your soul, when you're talking from your gut, your heart feels it. And those emotions and those absolute strong passions that are coming from your heart, that has such a powerful effect on your mind. You know, your mind believes everything you tell it. If it's coming from your heart, think of how differently you start thinking. Like, think of what you're feeding your mind, the amount of positivity, the amount of positive energy, what that is. When we look external for the answers before we look internal, we're not getting our answers. We're getting other people's answers. We want to know who we are. We want to know how we can become a better person. We want to know what it is we're passionate about. Not just passionate, Klaas. We want to know what we are obsessionally passionate about. It has to be an obsession. Like, I'm passionate about a lot of things. I love music. I love working out. I love all that stuff. But what are you truly obsessed with? I am obsessed with elevating others. It's something that it's an addiction. It's a good addiction.
Exactly. So when you talk to people about, you know, writing a book, people just go, oh man, I can never write a book, or that's going to take me forever, right? When you combine everything you're just talking about, how long does it take in the end to write like the book that you've about? It's coming out right now, right? When is it coming out?
December 5th.
There you go.
It's actually available on Amazon now, but the first book signing is December 5th. So we just started promoting it, but it doesn't take long. And what I did, I can't sit much. I can't just sit there and write. It would take me forever because I'd have to take so many breaks and walk and everything else. I talked my book out. I just talked it out. I wanted it to be so raw, so vulnerable. You know, when the editor said to me, you know, one chapter is only 1 page long. I said, it's only supposed to be 1 page long because I got the message in 1 page. I got what I wanted people to understand in 1 page. I don't want no fluff. I don't want to add to it. It's staying 1 page. So the book is very unconventional because it comes from my heart, and my spoken words are the book. So it's not like I wrote the book and, you know, somebody went and they changed everything that was out there. It was really cool because, you know, the first woman I sat with the first edit, she was just like, you know, she's transcribing it for me and whatnot, and she's editing it, and she got me and she understood it. And then, you know, the second time I had someone, you know, look at it because I wanted some things added to it because I have some favorite quotes, and having that added. And, you know, the feedback from these people was not negative. They're like, okay, this is who you are. You know, they're like, this is powerful. I absolutely love it. And they saw it as so different. So if you think differently, you do differently, you separate yourself from the herd and from the crowd, that's what makes you so special. That's what's going to have you unite people. That's going to have you elevate people because you're offering something that no one else is offering them. Everyone's offering the same fluff. I want authenticity, transparency, vulnerability, because that is what the world is lacking right now, man. It's just lacking it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I also appreciate about when you go live. It's like 3, 4 minutes, boom, 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 message out, bang. While you see other people and they got the message out, but then you just keep talking and keep talking. And when it's other people, I actually got to, point the finger to myself as well. I start noticing that as well. And I learn from you. I'm like, why do I keep talking? I got my message out. Just say goodbye. That's it. Just 4 minutes.
Yeah.
It's okay. It doesn't have to be 10 minutes. It doesn't have to be 15, 20, 30 minutes, right? So I really like that, man. I appreciate that. So one of the things that you mentioned as well, I want to hop back a little bit to your daughters, right? This is where I'm struggling a little bit with is their environment. Because we're thinking like, okay, yeah, we want to, elevate others, we want to change the world, etc. And then the environment that they're in at the moment, they're not thinking that far ahead. The parents of their friends aren't thinking about that. And then I'm kind of afraid of like, okay, they're going to be influenced by that. What's your thought about all that? Because your daughters at the moment, 2 of them are in college, so they get new friends, they get new experiences, new things. How do you deal with that within yourself?
Yeah, well, I just tell my kids, don't let anybody else walk through your most precious piece of real estate. Your mind is your most precious piece of real estate, and what other people say, and I tell my kids this all the time, it's none of your business. It's none of your business. Even if it's about you, it's none of your business. If it's something positive, then embrace that, but never embrace something that is going to be toxic. Just don't allow it to be an influence. And so my children, especially my two older girls, the ones that are in college, they really do get it. I mean, they're very strong, and they understand that people are always going to try to drag you down, but they can only drag you down if you let them. It's your responsibility to know who you are and how powerful you are as an individual, as a person, as a human being. In the end, Klaas, we're all human beings, but we all have different DNA. We all have different fingerprints. We're unique. Stay unique. And as long as you don't buy into what other people have to say, you are going to remain who you are.
Exactly. So what are the steps? How can somebody make sure that they can protect their mind?
They have to protect. It's not protecting your mind. It's protecting your heart.
Okay.
Because if you feel what you're doing from your heart, and if what people are saying, if the emotion that you feel from what they're saying makes you don't feel a strong emotion from inside you, then you already know, don't send that message to your brain. Because that's why I say stop going internal first. Anything that you're looking to consume should be consumed by your heart first. Does that align with who I am? Does it align with my goals? Does it align with how I want to affect change and affect other people's lives? And if it doesn't, don't even allow it to get up here. Just don't. Shut it off. Shut it off. Here's the thing. We are the apex predator, and yet we allow our minds to control us and consume us. People take the smallest thing, the smallest problem, the smallest whatever it may be, and we allow it to grow so big that it completely consumes us. Stop it in its tracks, and no, it does not belong up here. Leave it out there. That's what shutting off the noise and the chaos is, because that's truly what it is. So if you don't feel like, when I feel something really beautiful, I mean, I don't feel it up here. How could you feel something in your brain? When I feel something really beautiful, or someone says something beautiful that aligns with what I'm doing with the world and impacting people's lives, I feel it in here, bro. And then I have an adaptation. If my heart feels it in a positive way, in a beautiful way, then it comes up to here. And then I start to process it. And how can I incorporate that into my message? Because my story is my story. Their story is their story. Your story is your story. Your listeners, their story. We don't have the same story, but we could certainly be on the same mission, putting people on a path to freedom and happiness, elevating them to the point where they can live a truly fulfilled life.
True. Right on. Love it. So with all that passion, and that comes a big challenge, right? You're so passionate about elevating others. How do you make sure that you stay connected with your wife. And because what I've noticed of some of the bigger ones, they get lost in just, going. And yeah, they get separated a little bit from what's at home, right? How do you make sure that doesn't happen?
Have an honest conversation with them. My wife and my children are my biggest fans, because I told them, look, this is my burning passion. And they when they see that, and they see how happy it makes me to elevate others, they want to elevate others too. So they become a part of it. They become a part of the journey. And they're seeing what you're doing online. They're seeing what you're doing when you're out at a speaking engagement, and they become, they just want to become a part of the process. But I sat down with my wife and I said, this is what I want to do. This is my passion. And when the people you love look you in the eyes and say, I support you, I support your mission, I support your passion, they belong in your life. They belong on your journey. But, we have friends, we have family who will not support your life, will not support the mission, will not support your passion. Unfortunately, love them, pray for them. They're still your family, but they can't be on your journey. You cannot allow those people to bring you down.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a great message, man. I love that. See, I start smiling.
But people, especially married couples. I mean, look, the divorce rate is so high because we don't communicate. Have that conversation, and if they truly love you and they're in love with you, and you have that type of relationship, your partner is going to support you. That's where the magic begins, man. And that you have that support, but just have that conversation. Everything comes out of a conversation. Everybody makes it so difficult because they want to make it bigger than it is. Just talk to each other. People don't talk to each other anymore. It's texting, it's guessing, it's wondering if this is how they feel. It's guessing how they feel. Ask people how they feel. How do you feel about me doing this? Ask your partner, how do you feel about me doing this? Because this is what I love. This is what I want to do. That's it. Exactly. Be honest with one another and talk to each other.
Absolutely. Yeah, it all comes again down to what you said in the beginning as well, right? Be honest with the people that you're sharing with, be vulnerable, be open, and do the same, even though it's scary, right?
Listen, if you truly want to help someone and you are not transparent and you are not vulnerable and you are not honest, they're going to see right through it. They're going to know that you're not looking, it can never be about the money. It can never be about the ego. It's got to be about the individual, the hero on the other side of that conversation. I'm not the hero in this. The people that are looking to be elevated, the people that want to transform their lives and transform other people's lives, they're my hero. My BABAMs go out to them. They are my hero.
Nice, man. I love it. Man, look at that. We're close to the end, and I want to give you an opportunity. So for all the people that are watching, or either now in the live or in the replay, this is in the comment section. This is Mario's website, so you can check him out some more. I'm assuming there's also a link to the book, Elevate Others. Mario, what are other good ways to get in contact with you, ask you questions, maybe hop on dude, I would suggest anybody that is listening, hop on a call with Mario. Please do yourself a huge favor. Not me, not Mario. Do yourself a huge favor. Hop on a call with this guy, because you will be blown away for sure, firsthand. So
I appreciate that, my friend. But yeah, reach out to me on Messenger, friend me on Facebook, and if you send a messenger and it's really what you're aligned with, I am happy to have a conversation with anybody. And you have my website up there. My business page is Elevate Others on Facebook. My Instagram is @Mario Arace Official. It's my new page. My other one got hacked, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm here for everybody. I truly am. And we're gonna change the world one person at a time. And those people are gonna turn around. They're gonna affect somebody, and that person gonna affect somebody. It's got to be a ripple effect. This world is too divided, Klaas. We have to unite the world, and if we put ourselves in that mission, we're going to be very successful, because we're all we are passionate about it. we want to get other people passionate about it. We want to put those people on a look. Everybody right now in this moment has the ability to change their life like that. And understand that it's their responsibility, not anyone else's. It's their responsibility to live their life to the fullest, to live a life with no regrets. That's all I want for people. I want people, when that day comes, we all have a window. You know, I'm older than you are, but my window may be shorter. Your window, it doesn't matter. As long as we live our life with no regrets, we die happy, because we know we lived a fulfilled life and we did it with a purpose.
Absolutely, man. Great message to end this live with. Again, Mario, thank you so much for hopping on. I appreciate
My pleasure.
Getting out of that mastermind that you're in and coming on here real quick to do this live. Everybody else, thank you so much for being here, watching this. I hope, like me, you took tons of notes. And most importantly, just start taking action with what Mario said. And from my heart, do yourself a huge favor again, man. Hop on a call, check out his website, and if you can, book a call with him, because your life will definitely change. All right. Have an amazing
Can't thank you enough, my friend.
All right.
BABAM, elevate others, and have an awesome day.
See you soon, man.
You got it, my man. Thank you.